Greetings and welcome to NewsZimbabwe.com News. I am Makanda Kamasenyama. Stories making the headlines. Army assassination attempt victim living in fear. Government bans political interference in food distribution for Cyclone Idai victims. In the courts, Chikore case weakens as under fire witness remains mum. In business, ZCTU pegs minimum wage at $600 and 1,800 RTGS local currency. And in sports, rugby under-18 coach Basera nominated for the 2019 Zimbabwe Achievers Awards. Now the news in greater detail. Harare resident Joel Chanakira is living in constant fear after 6 men, including one in full military gear, doused his house with petrol and torched it early this month. Zim TV visited Chanakira's home, Harare's Warren Park D high-density suburb, where he spoke at great lengths of how he was living in constant fear since March 6 when the incident occurred.
Zvamurikuona zvese zvakapiswa nevanhu vasiri kuziva kuti vakazvipisa sei. Kuri kunzi kwakauya vanhu 7 vakauya vakasvikopwanya mawinda vavadira peturu nemaketeni nechi after vataura nemukadzi wangu anga ari mukati nemwana vachiti vhurai door. Wana vachaanzi anga apfeka uniform yechisoja akatoisa maoko muhomwe. Saka pavakanzi vhurai vakaramba kuvhura ndopakabva papwanywa apa ndopavadirwa peturu ndopavalight up. Apa taakutya since pasina tisikazivi motive yavo kuti ndeipi. Pamwe vangona plan B, pamwe vangona kutora mwana wangu bachitamba panze kana vangona sei plus motikari zvese handisina kuzoziva kuti ndozvita sei zvokuita sei.
Chanakira now stays alone following a decision by his in-laws to take his wife and children for safekeeping in fear that they could fall victim to attempts on his life, which he thinks are politically motivated. The matter was reported at Warren Park Police Station with crime reference 10203 of 19, but no progress has been made thus far. Local Government Minister July Moyo has banned political parties from interfering with the distribution of food and any other aid meant for Cyclone Idai victims in Manicaland province. The ban is in response to a public outcry over reports ZANU-PF officials in Chipinge and Chimanimani had hijacked the distribution of aid, shutting out suspected opposition supporters. ZANU-PF Chimanimani West MP Noktula Matsikenyere, councillors and youths were allegedly distributing food items on partisan basis, leaving others in trouble. Moyo announced the ban during the Senate's question and answer session this Tuesday.
I assure you that we don't allow any political interference in the distribution of food.
Government said it will be liaising with the Civil Protection Unit, the police, army, and United Nations agencies, as well as other reputable organizations, to make sure that donations are distributed to all victims without regard to political affiliation. In the courts, a key witness in the case in which former President Robert Mugabe's son-in-law Simbarashe Chikore is accused of unlawfully detaining a senior Zimbabwe Airways executive refused to answer questions from the prosecution as the trial continued Wednesday. Chikore is accused of detaining Bertha Tsitsi Zakeo at the company premises after forcing her to sign a letter terminating an employment contract. Philippa Phillips was scheduled to testify weeks back, but stalled the state's case after she wrote a letter to the prosecution denying to testify. She gave an excuse that Chikore was a client and it would be unethical to testify against him. In business, trouble is brewing between Labour Federation, the Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Unions, and employers after the ZCTU pegged the country's minimum wage at $600 or 1,800 RTGS across all economic sectors. The Labour body said it had considered rising cost of living and accelerated erosion of workers' earnings in the country. ZCTU President Peter Mutasa confirmed the latest development to newszimbabwe.com in an exclusive interview. However, business representative at Employers Confederation of Zimbabwe, Israel Mrefu, immediately rejected the wage proposal, describing it as unrealistic and unsustainable. We shall be taking a short break. We'll be back soon.
Many people have been asking me how did I manage it, because they could see that everything was there, everything was just happening, things were being paid. So I've told people that it was through Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. So I would advise everyone to join this Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. Their policy is good because it took all the weight off my shoulders.
We end with sports. Former Zimbabwe under-18 rugby team captain Stephen Basera has expressed his delight after being nominated for the Sports Personality of the Year award for the 2019 Zimbabwe Achievers Award to be held in South Africa on April 6. The 23-year-old Basera, who has been a key member of the University of Johannesburg's Varsity Cup, said he was privileged to be considered for the award. Basera turned out for the Lions under-19 team in 2015 and played for the province in the SuperSport Challenge and the Currie Cup Premier Division. After being part of the Young Guns set up at University of Johannesburg, he graduated to the Varsity Cup squad this year before an injury brought his campaign to a premature end. To end this news bulletin, here is a recap of headlines once more. Army assassination attempt victim living in fear. Government bans political interference in food distribution for Cyclone Idai victims. In the courts, Chukwore case weakens as under fire witness remains mum. And in sports, rugby under-18 coach Basera nominated for the 2019 Zimbabwe Achievers Awards. Reporting for newszimbabwe.com, I am Makanaka Masengana. For these and more stories, visit our website www.newszimbabwe.com and our YouTube channel, Zim TV.